Hello, this is Spellbinder with this news article transcript by Rush Lumbar. I usually don't read anything of his as far as reporting on it, but this is pretty good. This is Rush at one of his best rants. This is a rant, and it's excellent. He's mad at the people that tried to support the Republicrats that were in office, the Republicans who acted more like Democrats. And this is how it goes. Bitter RINOs participate in the Democrat hijacking of country. December 16, 2010. Rush. Massive spending. Let's just review where we are here. Massive spending under the so-called tax deal. Massive new food regulation. Spends more on school lunches. Remember now, school lunches. This is school breakfast, school brunch, school lunch, school snack, school dinner, and then everything else. They want to be in charge of what kids are eating here. This bill even regulates bake sales. Openly gay individuals in the military against the advice of the Marines and the Air Force. The START Treaty, massive omnibus spending bills that fund Obamacare and over 6,000 earmarks. It goes on and on and on. The damage being done to this country by this Congress, including a number of Republicans, is disastrous. It's a finger in the eye of the public. It's now them against us. Folks, there's no way around it. I left the broadcast complex yesterday, and I was still fuming after yesterday's program, and I was driving home, and I was really putting in perspective what's happening here. We're witnessing, this is the hijacking of our country right in front of our eyes, with some Republicans' participation. The election results were clear. If we were a woman, and the Congress were a man, we're in the middle of being raped. We said no in November, and we're paying for it. We're paying to get raped. We said no in November, therefore the election we have said no at every opportunity, and yet they continue right in front of our eyes. They know it. They know it. They waited specifically, as we discussed yesterday, strategically, timing-wise, that they wouldn't dare try for any of this during the year prior to the election. They had the strategy all laid out, and here we are in the last week or so, and they tried to dump it all of this stuff in. The Democrats don't care about this country, and I'm going to tell you that without any reservations whatsoever. They don't care about the country. This is all about them. It's about all the last grasp opportunity they have to infect and poison this country with their ideology and their ideas. They are destroying and hijacking this country right in front of our eyes. And let's be clear about something. Browns, Collin, Snow, other Republicans, and usual suspects in cases are repeatedly defying the voters, and they pretend to be these old-fashioned fiscal conservative Yankees. But they are big-spending, irresponsible politicians who keep larding up the deficit, undermining any notion of fiscal sanity, and they do it so under the guise, well, we gotta service our constituents. They know full well what the people of this country said. I'm talking about Republicans, particularly some of those outgoing Republicans like Bennett from Utah and Bonovich in Ohio. They don't care, folks. They don't care about the country, and they don't care about you. They wonder why they were defeated. Bennett all ticked off that he was defeated. I wonder if he gets any clue as to why here. Castle, let's look at this. Mike Castle and Bob Bennett voting as they do, voting as they are now. Remember those who whined about taking down Bennett in Utah. Remember all those people who whined about defeating Castle in the GOP primary in Delaware? Oh, no. They're taking away a golden opportunity for us to control the Senate. To win the Senate. With what? Mike Castle is one of Dingy Harry Reid's most trusted allies. If he got to the Senate, he's a Republican. All you people out there, and you know who you are, all you Republicans, you consultants, you glitterati inside the Beltway pundits and so forth, who told us just how unfortunate it was and how short-sighted it was and how childish it was to defeat trusted, loyal Republicans like Bennett and Castle. You owe the nation an apology, and I'm speaking of the so-called Republicans and conservatives who attacked the Tea Party, and those of us who argued for defeating these utterly useless politicians. In fact, they're worse than useless. They are damaging. They are harmful. They are not Republicans except in name only, and the bitterness and the spite that they now show as they leave town is an illustration of who they always been. I'm waiting, folks. I'm waiting for the editorial praising Castle by those who dumped on the O'Donnell. I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for the editorial in these publication websites demanding we defeat more of these RINOs in primary races. Here we are, the most outrageous acts of any lame duck Congress in recent memory. And time and again, these so-called Republicans are helping this kind of conduct and outcome. And we were supposed to elect these people? We were supposed to think that we needed these people to get a majority? Well, right. And had we done so, where would we be with this majority? What kind of values would it have? These Republicans who are cutting and running now seem to think that the politics of the times hasn't changed and that the election doesn't mean any significant change in the country. They seem to think that they have to pander to the left in order to be loved and liked, in order to have self-love, and they have to pander to the left. They have to sell out on principles to attract independent and some Democrat votes. That's how they define their success. They can cross the aisle. Who wants to cross the aisle with this bunch of renegade, hijacking and engaging in the destruction of this country? Why would anyone want to join them if you care a whit about the country? I'm asking this as a citizen, a full-fledged, common, ordinary, everyday citizen. The voice of the people was loud and clear in November. These people are not tone deaf. I keep hearing the question. What? Are they tone deaf? McCain was on Hannity last night. Hannity said, "How do you explain this, Senator?" They just tone deaf? Imitating McCain. I don't know, Sheen. I don't know. They know exactly what they're doing, and they're not tone deaf. They didn't miss anything. These people are bitter. They are bitter at having been defeated, and this is their revenge. And that's it. That is what Rush Limbaugh had to say about the Republican turncoats that turned to get votes from the Democrats by acting like one, which they basically were. That's why I called them a Republicrat. I basically don't believe in either party being separate. I believe they work together, but have different agendas to go by. And this is what they're after, is the same thing. Take down America for the New World Order, for the UN. And that's what their job is. They no longer work for us. They don't listen to us. I've said this many a times. They're not listening to you. They go, what? Did I hear a squeak in the crowd? From the crowd, I should say. A squeak? No, the crowd was screaming loud and clear, but they won't listen to us. They're not listening anymore. They only listen to their puppet masters, the UN, Soros, the world banks, or banksters, the mafia, the world mafia, is what they listen to. As I said, it's like out of a James Bond movie. It's like Spectre. Just kind of look at Spectre, and you'll know what I'm saying. As I've said before, it's the United Nations has been compromised by these very world criminal mafia syndicates. You could call Spectre, as in the James Bond movies, Special Executive for Counterintelligence terrorism, revenge, and extortion. That's who owns our Congress and our Senate. Spectre. And I bring that up just because it just fits right in of how they're acting. I believe they all go to Bohemian Grove in Northern California, and they go into the gay stuff going on up there with the gay prostitutes being brought in, and it's all filmed and recorded by the CIA or some organization that keeps track of this, and then they're all blackmailed. They're all blackmailed, and they have to do as they're told, or it comes out on the 6 or 11 o'clock news. I do believe that we have been compromised as a country, and our governmental body has been compromised as well in more than one way. Well, until next time, this is Spellbinder saying be good at it. Good day.